It was the year 6020, and it had been 4,000 years since the Interstellar Confederation destroyed Terra as a show of their power. The world that used to be full of life was now a barren wasteland. A painful reminder of what happens when you don't follow the Confederation's orders. People had spread out across the stars, looking for safety on faraway worlds and moons. They would never forget the day their home was taken away. Now, though, a new breed of Terrans had come into the world, driven by a strong desire for revenge. They had been planning and getting ready for hundreds of years. For the day they would face the Interstellar Confederation and take back what was rightly theirs. The people of Terra had come together under one flag, ready to fight the powerful Confederation and bring back their lost homeworld. Juno was their charismatic young leader. Juno stood on the bridge of her main ship, the Phoenix, and looked out into the infinite space as she spoke to her crew, which was made up of different kinds of Terrans from all over the galaxy. Her eyes burned with purpose. "My fellow Terrans," she said, her voice loud and clear, "we stand on the brink of history. Today, we embark on a journey that will test our courage and our resolve. But know this, we fight, not just for ourselves, but for all those who have suffered at the hands of the Interstellar Confederation. Today, we take our first step towards justice." The crew cheered and applauded, and Juno's words bolstered their spirits. The Phoenix set sail for the galaxy's center, where the Confederation's fortress world stood out against the stars like a dark shadow. As they got closer, the Confederation's forces fought back hard, but Juno and her crew fought with unmatched skill and drive. With their eyes set on the end goal, they finally reached the Confederation's fortress world, a massive structure brimming with weapons and shields. Juno knew this was going to be the hardest thing they had ever faced, but she wasn't going to give up. The Terrans led a brave attack on the Confederation's base, fighting with all their might, ready to overcome any obstacle in their way. When they reached the heart of the fortress, they confronted the leaders of the Confederation, powerful beings who had ruled the galaxy for thousands of years. But Juno wasn't afraid. As she stood before them, her eyes were filled with determination. "We demand justice for Terra," she declared, her voice echoing through the chamber. "You may have destroyed our world, but you will never break our spirit. We will fight until our last breath to see you brought to account for your crimes." The leaders of the Confederation sneered, exuding arrogance and superiority. As they moved to strike down Juno and her crew, a sudden tremor shook the walls, causing them to crack and crumble. From the rubble emerged a figure no one had ever seen before, a being of pure energy and light, radiating an aura of power and authority. It spoke in a voice that echoed through the ages. "My name is Terra," the being said. "I am the spirit of your homeworld. I have watched over humanity since the dawn of time, and have seen your cruelty and tyranny. Now, it is time for you to face judgment for your sins." Terra released a wave of energy that struck the leaders of the Confederation, stripping them of their power and revealing their true, twisted nature, greedy and malevolent. Terra smiled softly at Juno and her crew as the Confederation's leaders fell to their knees, begging for mercy. "Humanity has shown great strength and courage in the face of adversity," Terra said. "You have proven yourselves worthy of redemption. Rise now, children of Terra, and reclaim your rightful place among the stars." With this, humanity emerged victorious that day, ending their long journey of pain and loss. With Terra's help, they rebuilt their homeworld and ushered in a new era of peace and prosperity for all in the galaxy. As Juno stood on the newly restored Terra, looking out at the horizon with tears in her eyes, she knew their fight had not been in vain. The people of Terra had returned from the brink of extinction to reclaim their place in the cosmos. They were stronger and more united than ever. As Juno and the Terrans looked to the future, they knew they would never forget the lessons of the past. True strength came not from power or conquest, but from compassion and unity. With this knowledge in their hearts, they set out to explore the vast, unknown depths of space, ready to face any challenges that lay ahead with courage and hope. Years passed since the Terrans reclaimed their homeworld and restored peace to the galaxy. Juno became a respected leader, guiding her people with wisdom and kindness. Terra thrived once again, with bustling cities and landscapes teeming with life. The return of humanity had a profound impact on the galaxy, inspiring other races and species with their resilience and determination. Terra's actions left a legacy of hope for all who sought justice and freedom. Juno knew the galaxy was vast and full of wonders beyond imagination. She longed to learn more about its secrets, forge new alliances, and discover new worlds. So she assembled a crew of the finest individuals from Terra and set sail on the Phoenix. Their mission was clear: to spread Terra's message of peace and unity wherever they went. Their journey took them to distant planets and strange civilizations, each more fascinating than the last. They encountered beings of immense power and wisdom, learning from them and sharing their own stories. Everywhere they went, songs and tales of their deeds spread throughout the galaxy. But as their adventures continued, a new threat began to emerge: a dark force intent on spreading chaos and destruction. The Voidborn were malevolent entities that despised all living things and sought to annihilate life in the galaxy. Realizing the imminent danger, Juno and her team knew they could not stand idly by. They rallied their allies and prepared for a battle unlike any they had faced before. The fate of the galaxy hung in the balance, and only their bravery and unity could ensure victory. When the Voidborn attacked, Juno and her crew fought with everything they had, their hearts filled with resolve. The battle raged across the stars, with both sides wielding powerful weapons and abilities in a desperate struggle for supremacy. But in the darkest hour, when all seemed lost, Terra returned, her radiant form casting a brilliant light into the void. With a wave of her hand, she banished the Voidborn back into the depths of space, where they would remain forever. As peace returned to the galaxy, Juno knew that their fight against the Voidborn was more than just a victory. It was a testament to the strength of unity and compassion. Terra's teachings lived on in the hearts of those who had fought alongside her, reminding them that true power lies not in destruction, but in creation. As Juno gazed up at the stars from the deck of the Phoenix, she knew their journey was far from over. There were still new worlds to explore, new alliances to forge, and new challenges to face. But with Terra's guidance and the unbreakable spirit of humanity by their side, Juno and her crew were ready for whatever came next. They carried Terra's legacy with them, a legacy of hope, courage, and above all, for all living things in the galaxy. The galaxy moved into a new age of peace and cooperation after the Voidborn were defeated. As Juno and her team continued their explorations, they forged alliances with other alien civilizations and helped the people of Terra expand further across the stars. Terra's power lived on in the minds of all who witnessed it, inspiring a new generation to strive for peace and unity. While the people of Terra became well known and admired in the galaxy, rumors of a new threat began to circulate. Whispers spoke of a dark force lurking on the edges of known space, growing stronger and preparing to strike. Juno knew they could not ignore this ominous message. She called for a grand assembly of leaders from all races and species to discuss how to confront this new menace. Together, they formed the Galactic Alliance, a coalition dedicated to defending the galaxy from darkness. The Alliance began to prepare for the storm ahead, pooling their resources, sharing knowledge, and training for the battle to come. Juno's crew worked tirelessly, forging alliances and devising strategies to counter the enemy's advances. When the dark force finally revealed itself, it was more terrifying than anyone had imagined. The Shadow Imperium was a ruthless empire bent on ruling all life in the galaxy with an iron fist. Their forces swept through star systems, leaving destruction and despair in their wake. The Galactic Alliance stood firm against this onslaught, uniting in a last-ditch effort to repel the darkness. Juno led her team back into battle, determined to win. Despite the overwhelming odds, the entire galaxy was at stake, and everyone knew they had to fight with everything they had to protect their homes and loved ones. In a final confrontation on the edge of known space, Juno and her crew faced the leader of the Shadow Imperium, being of immense power and malevolence. The battle that ensued was fierce and bloody, with both sides unleashing their most powerful weapons and abilities. But in the end, it was not sheer strength that determined the outcome. It was the unity and unbreakable spirit of those who stood against injustice. As Juno's blade struck down the leader of the Shadow Imperium, a wave of relief swept across the galaxy, and cheers of victory echoed through the stars. The Galactic Alliance had triumphed once again, and the hardships they endured together